We can make more money, but we can never make more time. Yet many spend their youth chasing wealth, status, or material things, thinking these are the keys to happiness. Stoicism teaches us that our time should be used wisely because we don't know how much we have. Welcome to this video on Stoicism, where we explore some deep lessons that men often learn too late in life. Life can be full of distractions, and many people, especially men, spend years chasing things that don't matter. By the time they realize what truly counts, it's often too late. Today, we'll talk about these lessons through the lens of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism can help us learn these truths earlier, helping us live a better and more fulfilling life. Lesson 1. Time is your most valuable resource. One of the first lessons men often learn too late is that time is the most valuable resource we have. We can make more money, but we can never make more time. Yet many spend their youth chasing wealth, status, or material things, thinking these are the keys to happiness. Stoicism teaches us that our time should be used wisely because we don't know how much we have. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Most people only realize this later in life, when they look back and regret the time they wasted on things that didn't matter. Instead of spending time on things we can't control, like other people's opinions or material gains, we should focus on things that truly bring meaning to our lives. Relationships, personal growth, and inner peace are far more valuable than status or wealth. Lesson 2. You can't control everything. Another lesson men often learn too late is that you can't control everything. Many people spend a lot of time trying to change things outside their control, like other people's behavior, the past, or external events. This leads to frustration and disappointment because no matter how hard we try, we can't control these things. Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we can control: our actions, thoughts, and responses. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This means that instead of wasting energy on things we can't change, we should focus on responding to challenges. We have the power to control our attitude and actions, and that's where true strength lies. When men realize this too late, they regret their time worrying about things they had no power over. Understanding this earlier in life can bring a lot of peace. Lesson 3. Happiness comes from within. Many men spend their early years believing that happiness comes from external things, whether it's a high-paying job, a big house, or recognition from others. The truth is, none of these things bring lasting happiness. They provide temporary satisfaction, but soon after, we start chasing the next thing. Stoicism teaches that real happiness comes from within, from being content with what we have and living following our values. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." The key to happiness is not having more, but being satisfied with what you have and who you are. Many men only realize this after years of pursuing external success and realizing it didn't bring them the happiness they thought it would. By learning this lesson earlier, we can focus on what truly matters: our inner peace, our values, and the quality of our relationships. Lesson 4. The importance of self-discipline. Self-discipline is a key part of Stoic philosophy. It's the ability to control your desires, emotions, and actions, and to stay focused on what truly matters. Many men learn the value of self-discipline too late, after years of letting distractions, bad habits, or emotions control them. Stoicism teaches us that self-discipline leads to freedom. By controlling our desires and emotions, we are free from being slaves to them. For example, someone who has control over their anger is free from the consequences of anger, like broken relationships or regretful actions. Similarly, someone who controls their desires is not constantly chasing after things that don't bring real happiness. Learning self-discipline earlier in life helps men avoid many of the mistakes that come from acting on impulse or being led by emotions. It allows them to make decisions that are in line with their values and long-term goals. Lesson 5. Accepting mortality. A hard truth that men often learn too late is that life is short, and one day it will end. Many people live as if they have all the time in the world, putting off the things that matter, like spending time with loved ones or pursuing their passions, until it's too late. In Stoicism, memento mori, which means remember you will die, is a central teaching. The Stoics believed that keeping death in mind helps us live better lives because it reminds us that time is limited. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." When men realize the importance of this, they start living more intentionally. They stop wasting time on things that don't matter and focus on what counts. By accepting mortality earlier, we can live a more meaningful life and make the most of the time we have. Lesson 6. Letting go of ego. Finally, many men learn too late the importance of letting go of their ego. The ego drives us to constantly seek validation, compete with others, and prove ourselves. It can lead to pride, stubbornness, and bad decisions. But Stoicism teaches us that the ego is a barrier to true wisdom and growth. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "A man can't learn what he thinks he already knows." When we let go of our ego, we become open to learning, growth, and humility. We stop worrying about what others think and start focusing on becoming the best version of ourselves. Men who learn this lesson earlier in life are better able to grow, adapt, and live more peaceful lives because they are not constantly driven by their egos. In life, many men learn these important lessons too late. But Stoicism offers us a way to learn them earlier, allowing us to live better, more fulfilling lives. By recognizing the value of time, accepting what we can and can't control, understanding that happiness comes from within, practicing self-discipline, accepting mortality, and letting go of our ego, we can live a life of wisdom and purpose. The earlier we learn these lessons, the more meaningful our lives will be. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and share with others for more. And remember, it's never too late to start living according to Stoic principles.